Someone somewhere in Russia is downloading the podcast. I'm like, okay.
Analytics are a whole new world, right? Can I? Knuckles hung up? Is he good to hang up? We do have breaking news today, and you're the guy that's behind this. Over to you, Moose.
We're going to Montreal.
Ta-da!
How about that?
We are taking our show on the road. Thursday and Friday, we'll be on the air from the Stanley Cup Finals. How cool is that?
Yes, live Thursday, Friday from Montreal, downtown Montreal, in advance of Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. We will be there live.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It's happy Friday, Canada, and to Canadian sports fans around the world. Welcome to the RP Show. It is what we would normally call a Flame Tech Football Friday. But we're here for the Stanley Cup Game 3. We got Moose DuPont with us, and we are live from the Chateau Champlain in the penthouse. Darren, loving our time here in Laval Province.
Gosh. Are we ever?
Yes.
Like, this is outstanding. So you wake up today, and there's just a little bit of a different feeling just in the air in Montreal. We talk about that. And when we're back home kind of in the Bermuda Triangle of the day, there's not really that feeling in the air because you're not in the hockey market.
Yeah.
It's actually in the air.
Well, that's what we're going to do, folks, over the next 2 hours is get you ready for Game 3 tonight. We're going to be talking a lot of football. I mentioned Flame Tech Football Friday. We're going to get into that. Here are our guests coming up on the program today, and you're going to love it. Chris Knuckles Nylon is going to be with us. 688 games in the National Hockey League, mostly with these Montreal Canadiens, but also the Boston Bruins and New York Rangers. Won a Stanley Cup in 1986. Knuckles is going to be with us, I think, in hour 2. And you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And you haven't met Knuckles, but let's tell some stories. Right out of the gate, you're laughing at Knuckles.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. And just the relationship you guys have. Like, here's Bob Marrier, who doesn't get starstruck by anybody, but he's like physically scared of Chris Nylon, right?
That was our guest Monday, yesterday. Bob Marrier.
He told us that. Here's a guy who beat up people for a living, won a Stanley Cup in 1986, and you guys are, talking in the pre-interview, we call it, right, when you get on the phone to talk about what's coming up. And in that pre-interview, he couldn't quite getting the audio figured out.
He couldn't hear me.
You looked at him, you're like, how's your hearing, old man? And he laughed. I'm like, Rod, do you want to get your lights punched out?
Wouldn't be the first time. But we, as it turns out, we're going to his place to watch the game tonight.
I know.
North of Montreal. So that's kind of the way that we've been treated here by everybody. I talk about guests. We got some of our guys are going to come on from the crew here from Transmission and Break Glass Studios. They're going to get on the air and tell us some Stanley Cup Montreal stories from days gone by. So you're right. People are getting into it.
Oh, yeah.
We also have a live studio audience here. The great Cliffy D. Pine. Cliffy Douglas Pine is here from the Alternative blog, Flight Deck podcast. We're going to talk some football with him and also get ready for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup tonight. And Bobby Merrier, he's always going to be around. The sober coach to the stars. He's going to drop by a little later on in hour 2. But with the Knuckles interview, it was supposed to be hour 1, but we're moving it to hour 2. Is that a thing?
That's right.
That's a fact? Okay, good. We're not too formal here, as everybody has noticed.
Cliffy showed up early, so Knuckles is better in the second hour.
Yeah.
Everything's going to work
So Cliffy
out
D. Pine will be with us here in hour 1, so it's a big guest list. I just want to tell you, take care of some business here. This is, as we always do, the warm-up, brought to you by E-Cole Electric, your complete electrical distributor with locations in Regina, Estevan, Swift Current, Yorkton, and Moose Jaw. E-Cole Electric, let's get to work, and let's do it with the quick 6 show topics, if you don't mind, Darren. Obviously, number 1 is Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight. We're going to be delving into that with you, the viewers. I do have my YouTube feed up and my Facebook feed up, so I'm going to try to get to as many of your comments as we can. And also the Prairie Mobile text line, some predictions on tonight, 306-840-8777. If you're watching on Game Plus, anywhere across North America, you want to text us right here at the Chateau Champlain, 306-840-8777. But I'm feeling good for the Montreal Canadiens tonight as they come into this game down 0-2 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's going to take more than just hockey, though, Darren. It's going to take the Bell Center crowd. It's going to take the vibe of this town. It's going to take a little luck, I think. But it's a must-win game tonight for the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, it is. Alex Burrows, right, he's on the bench of the Montreal Canadiens, and he was telling the guys back to 2011, his time with the Vancouver Canucks, he told that locker room, he's like, look, when I was with Vancouver and we were in the Stanley Cup, we were down 0-2 to Boston. And how did that series turn out? Boston ended up winning the Cup in 7 games. So there's a lot of lines here. There's a lot of, I like to call them paths to victory, right? And the Canadiens have a lot of paths to victory. They played really well in Game 2. If it wasn't for that goal with 0.3 seconds left in the second period, that was really a backbreaker, I think they win that hockey game. I really do. Carey Price is Carey Price. He's calm. He's cool. I think they're going to get a little bit tighter on the shots, and the goal scoring, needs to improve a little bit. Just finishing on Vasilevsky, who's world class. They got a shot tonight, and I feel pretty good.
I'm just chiming in with some of the viewers here. Jeff in Winnipeg says, bon journée. Jeff Cabillas watching in Winnipeg. Donna Berger says, wow, that's cool watching at Knuckles' home. I'm a little humbled that Chris Knuckles Nylon would open his home to me and you to watch the Stanley Cup Game 3 tonight. We're just very lucky. Joe Booney watching and says, good afternoon, Rod, looking like $1 million. Well, for that, it's the crew. Wouldn't you say, Austin? I'd say I'm the one. He'd say he's on like $1 million. Oh, he dressed up to come on. He's even got his shades here. So, yeah, you're going to get a look at this suave, debonair cameraman back here, although they're saying you have a Don Johnson look going on here today. You'll take it, right?
Of course.
Yes.
When in Montreal.
Point 2, Dominic Ducharme is back behind the coach of the bench of the Montreal Canadiens tonight, the head coach that's been out for 2 weeks because of COVID protocol. Now, I've been talking with people that have had COVID, know a little more about COVID than me. I think Ducharme has said he's never felt sick for the last 2 weeks. I feel sick for Dominic Ducharme, that he's had to sit and watch his team. Now, they're saying that he's had constant communication. It's 2021, right? He's been texting the coaches or having some sort of
He might be on a video wall in the locker room for all we know,
I don't
right?
know. I think they said he was in the dressing room, didn't they? I don't know, but it's not going to matter because he's on the bench tonight, and I would say Luke Richardson, the assistant, has done an outstanding job. There's been a lot of talk here of the play of the Habs from Game 1, where they were just standing still. They were, skating on concrete in Game 2, where they handily outshot the Tampa Bay Lightning, and now Game 3. They think that they're getting better, Darren. And then this lift of Dominic Ducharme, the guy that replaced Claude Julien halfway through the year. Clearly they love him. listen, I don't know how big of a boost it's going to be. It's not going to hurt.
No, and it'll be an emotional boost in that locker room, no doubt. I mean, he's their leader. He really is. You know, this season turned with Dominic Ducharme, and he's the one who's led him through the playoffs. Not that Luke Richardson and the others are not capable. I mean, they very much are. We've seen that. But anything you can do to get a little more emotion, a little more motivation, even at the highest level, I think it'll play a role. It will.
So 8 p.m. face-off tonight at the Bell Center tonight, Game 3. Now, the other thing, actually, that's my point 4. So I'll jump to point 3. It is a Flame Tech Football Friday, of course. So, yeah, we are at the Stanley Cup. You know what? You're never really far away from the CFL in this country, obviously. We are in a CFL market, and I don't know if things have changed. I mean, I guess this week the Canadian government shortening the quarantine time from 14 days to 7 days for CFL players. A bit of a mild uproar over some travelers that would like to get into Canada. How come football players can, but we can't? You're always going to get that. Mm-hmm. But we were of the belief that there was a chance we were going to get Vernon Adams down here, the starting quarterback of the Alouettes, live in person for the show today. He had actually intimated to our contact that he was going to be able to get out of quarantine and mill about town. So we're all setting up for VA, and then all of a sudden we get a message this morning, nope, things have changed, I'm locked down right up until training camp, which, by the way, is fine. But if you go and look at our Instagram story at the Rod Pedersen Show, we got into Percival Molson Stadium. You're like, VA can't even get onto the field at McGill, and we did.
Yeah, and when we were on the field, if you've never been to a game in Montreal, I mean, the stadium is small. I mean, what do you say, 21,000?
Yeah.
So it's not
Make some noise.
one of the biggest.
Right, Cliffy?
But it is just a spectacle. I mean, the old architecture of the buildings, and you're in the campus, right in the heart of the campus of McGill, and you can see, I don't know if it's offices or classrooms or dorms, all of it. But I half expected to see all the Alouettes up against the window, you know, in quarantine, looking at us, being like, how do these two idiots get on the field? And we're stuck here in the fishbowl of the dorm room, right? But we didn't see anybody except campus security and the...
Yeah, and by the way, that's the thing. We were breaking into Percival Molson Stadium, but we were going to jump the wrought iron gate, and then we found an open door. So technically, you're not breaking in if the door's open.
I was
right
50 feet over a death trap up on top of the railing, and you're standing there to the side, like, or we could try this open door.
Yeah. Go check out our Instagram story at the Rod Pedersen Show. But the thing is, I was tooled right into the visitors' locker room, and there was, what was that guy that was in there?
He was an equipment manager. He was a student that was just kind of running the equipment room.
Yeah.
And I think they were getting ready for soccer practice.
He jumped right up, and he puffed his chest out, and he's like, what are you doing? And I said, is this McGill? It's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah,
like I didn't know.
But we both froze, and it was about 5 seconds that felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I said, we're giving ourselves a tour. And he goes, well, you can stay for a while, but eventually I'm going to have to kick you out of here. So we stayed for a while, and then we left on our own.
Yeah.
So, point being, the Alouettes will be getting ready to open training camp. I don't even know where it is. I have to say something about these COVID controls. I don't really understand what's going on, but I had an agent call me this morning as I was sitting outside here waiting for this locked door to open. And he just said, Rod, what are you hearing? What are you knowing? And I'm like, no more than you, I don't think. But there's not a lot of details up. For instance, the Toronto Argonauts training camp is going to be at the University of Guelph. Do you know where the Owls training camp is, Cliffy?
As far as I know, we're still going to be here at Percival Molson.
As far as you know, Percival Molson, but we don't really know. And is this something that only I care about? Do you know where the training camps are? Like, I would think people would want to know that stuff.
Yeah. Fans want to know for sure. I don't think they're expecting fans to be showing up to the training camp to watch.
So then it doesn't matter,
right?
or what?
I think they're wanting to keep them locked down. That would be my guess. But I mean, if you keep the players isolated and fans can still get into the stands, the separation, I think it would be okay to go.
All I'm saying is we're 8 days away from the start of CFL training camps, and I don't think anybody knows, for instance, that the Toronto Argonauts training camp is at Guelph University. And maybe it doesn't matter. It just feels like there's so little information out there. But, chatting with this agent this morning, all's not lost. I mean, I just said this is like a tenuous situation here for the Canadian Football League with COVID controls, because the outbreaks will foil the league, right? If one team has an outbreak, I just don't know how it's not like the NFL where when the Pittsburgh Steelers, was it the Steelers or Ravens that had the outbreak?
Ravens.
The Ravens did, and they had to move the games back and back and back. I guess they could do that in the CFL, but they had an unending supply of players in America for the NFL. In Canada, you would have to ship players in from America. There's not enough Canadians to go around. So I think that's why we're not hearing as much about the CFL right now, Darren, is because there's bigger problems than telling us where training camp is.
That's right.
Or hurdles. Problems might not be the best term. But.
Yeah, they've got other, I's to dot and T's to cross things to figure out, and that'll be interesting. What is it, 2 bye weeks in the season? Two bye weeks, right? So, I mean, there's your opportunity to squeeze other games in, right? All of a sudden, you'll be sitting there prepared to play on a Friday night, and you'll be like, nope, COVID, this is your bye week now, and that bye week you had planned for 2 weeks from now in the middle of a tough schedule. Now that's gone, right? Because we're going to have to move some games around. But that's the headache they've got to go through. I'm sure they've been watching the NFL model a little bit. It'll be interesting. But that's all the stuff that needs to get figured out.
Well, like I say, it seems tenuous, but it's all moving ahead to the team's opening training camp on July 10th. So we just hope that they follow the COVID rules and hope for the best. By the way, to the Prairie Mobile text line, Ray in the 6 is watching on Game Plus television. He says, "Bonjour, Rod. Nice job breaking into Percival Molson Stadium. Wish I was with you, Ray." Again, technically a door was unlocked and open, so I don't feel like we broke into Percival Molson Stadium. From Wayne in Victoria, "Hi, Rod. I'm not a Habs fan, but would like it to go at least 6 games because I enjoy good hockey. That's why I really enjoyed the Vegas versus Colorado series. The hockey was outstanding. Don't think for 1 second that this series is over. Unless Tampa Bay wins tonight, then it probably is over. And we're going to talk to Knuckles about that a little later on. Xander's here. Where you at, Xander? I said I was going to put you to work. The best intern in the business from the 813 area code. Can you look that up? 813, or maybe you know off the top of your head. Texting in on the Prairie Mobile text line says, "Hey, Rod, go Bolts," with 3 lightning bolts on each side of "go Bolts." So I think that's in America. Somebody's watching down in Florida on TDS cable. He's on it. Xander's on it. It's in Tampa? They're watching us in Tampa. How about that?
How about that?
So Norway texting in. "Norway calling. Great view from the hotel for your show. I still predict Montreal to win in 7, but they need scoring to help Carey Price out. Enjoy the city and have a great weekend." Signed, Trent in Norway. From producer Clark, "Bonjour, Rod et dupes. Comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Et toi? Please don't get arrested and locked up. We have a show on Tuesday, and you guys are hosting. Have fun, though." Again, the door was open. It's not technically breaking in. From the 631.
Wait. We're not just doing it from here forever now?
Yeah, no, we've discussed it.
We don't want to come home.
How are we doing for time here? I'm just having too much time, too much fun.
We're
We've got
good.
a couple minutes.
We got 5 minutes.
From the 631. I haven't heard yet. Will there be a bigger crowd at the game tonight? Were you reading my diary? That is point 4, the crowds. 3,500 tonight. We're going to talk with Knuckles Nylon about this later on because they're upset. They applied to push it to, what was it, guys, 7,500? Or was it 10,500? 10,500? And the government gave up. They're not happy in La Belle Province. Not just because, well, I think it's probably because they can't fill the Bell Center or get more fans in there. But more than anything, it's like we're a year and a half into this. How are we not figuring this out? That's why I think everybody's so upset, more than anything.
Yeah. No.
Do you have an answer for that, why they can't figure it out?
No, I really don't.
Nobody does.
I know. You would think that it would be pretty easy to figure out, but it's just...
Okay.
I don't have an answer.
I know. I'm sorry to put you on
No,
the
of
spot.
course. Always.
Sorry, not sorry. From the 230, it's Austin Grass from behind the camera. Longtime viewer, big fan. This is Austin, who's filming this show as part of the crew. "What have you been eating out here in Montreal? Congrats on landing such a great crew. Beautiful background."
Very humble.
This is from Austin, who's on the crew here from Break Glass Studios. Correct. What have we been eating? I'm a 1 meal a day guy. Nobody believes that, but it's true. So for me, it was Hooters yesterday.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it on Crescent. What am I going to say?
Yeah, I had the wings. You had a burger.
I had the buffalo chicken sandwich with Daytona sauce. It's on the regs.
He does only eat 1 meal a day. So And these guys were scolding me for being in Montreal, one of the world's food capitals. And I went to the grocery store and got some carrots and cucumbers and turkey slices.
You don't get to look like this by accident,
I guess.
And the day before was poutine just down the street here at McLean's Pub. So we haven't exactly hit the upper echelon, Austin, but that's coming. After we get off the air here, we got the next couple of days to take care of that. We're over time for a break here. The fifth point was the CEBL. Last night, Fraser Valley beat Saskatchewan 86-66, and Hamilton beat Ottawa 99-92. The Hamilton Honey Badgers beat the Ottawa Blackjacks 99-92. You guys will care about that because Montreal is getting a team next year in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And point 6, Blue Jays Rays tonight, opening up a series in Buffalo, but I wanted to talk about some Expo stories a little later on, and I have a feeling that these guys would have a few notes on that. Okay, Moose, I'll see you in a while.
See you in a bit.
We're going to talk about the Stanley Cup, Game 3 tonight, and also CFL football with the great Cliffy D. Pine. Thanks for joining us for a Flame Tech Football Friday, everybody. You are watching on the Game Plus television network, across YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
That's the spot. That is the Chateau Champlain. And we are in the penthouse on a Flame Tech Football Friday, day 2 of our live broadcast here on Game Plus TV of the Rod Pedersen Show. It is a Flame Tech Football Friday. However, we're talking Stanley Cup Game 3, and we are very excited to welcome here to the studio our good and longtime friend, Cliffy D. Pine from the Alternative blog, and also, what you got going on down there, Dupes? And also... the Flight Deck podcast. And coming up next hour, Montreal Canadiens great Chris Knuckles-Nylon. But Cliffy, welcome to the show.
Bonjour, and bienvenue to Montreal.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Merci. Pull that mic right up to your face there, Cliffy, if you don't mind. So, look, I'll be honest. I didn't get into much of this in the warm-up. And before we get into the game talk and the Alouettes and the CFL, Andre Waugh is another guy. You remember him, the former Hab and Pittsburgh Penguin, friend of mine. He's at the lake this weekend. Can't come. Dale Weiss, out of town. I forgot coming here for the Stanley Cup. It's a long weekend, and as our crew said, it could be the last weekend or one of the last weekends to travel or get away, like the pandemic's coming to an end. James said that. So I don't know. I thought the streets would be full. It's pretty quiet downtown Montreal. Am I right?
It's the calm before the storm.
Is that what it is?
By 7 o'clock tonight, I guarantee the Bell Center is going to be packed. They got 3,500 in there, and I guarantee you're going to have another 10,000. The 10,000 they want to have inside the Bell Center, they're going to have outside of the Bell Center.
Right.
I promise you that. Rain, shine, it doesn't matter. This place is going to be lit.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. And but like I said, I'll be out at Nylon's house. I'll be out of town once the action happens, which is totally fine. I'm so happy to be able to go out there and spend some time with Knuckles at his shack. But Cliffy, what's the vibe in town? I felt coming off the 3-1 loss in Game 2 the other night, a lot of glumness in this city yesterday. Shoot, I had heard people yelling outside in the street after the game, just tabernacle, just yelling. They were mad. Has that turned around here on game day?
I think that a lot of people are hoping that maybe it just needs a little bit of home cooking. That's going to get things right for the Canadians because, yeah, the first game was, let's call it what it was. It was terrible. Second game, I think that second period was some of the best hockey I've seen throughout the entire playoffs. And that goal with 0.03 seconds left on the clock, that was truly a backbreaker. And I think from that point, kind of took the wind out of their sails, and it just couldn't quite get it back. But they were playing a lot better than they were in the first game. And I have a feeling that with Dominique Ducharme back behind the bench tonight, I think the vibe, the energy is just going to be completely different. And as long as they find a way to solve Vasilevsky, I think that's going to be huge for the Montreal Canadiens, is feeding off that energy, being home, realizing that this is the first Stanley Cup Final game that's been played here since 1993. 28 years since we've seen a Stanley Cup Final here in Montreal. I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about that. I think that energy is just going to permeate throughout the Bell Center, and I think it's going to translate to what I hope to be a really good game tonight.
I think it will be. I think the series can change tonight. Anybody that thinks this series is over, I think has another thing coming. I wonder if Tampa Bay might overlook Montreal. I would doubt it with that crew defending Stanley Cup champions. Just before we switch this to the Canadian Football League, because that is your forte, can you speak to the level of, would anger be appropriate when the government shut down increasing attendance for Game 3 tonight?
Anger and disappointment. I think, again, you're going to have 10,000 people outside of the Bell Center. Why not just put them into the Bell Center? Like, why not take advantage of this? Yes, I understand. You got health regulations, and you want to make sure everybody stays safe and all that, but you take a look at the crowd on any game broadcast. There's thousands of people out there. Some are wearing masks, not everybody is. So I mean, this is a super spreader event waiting to happen as far as I'm concerned. So, I mean, at this point, I'd say the heck with it. Just let everybody in, let them watch the game. I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, you'd have the full 18,000 that the Bell Center can hold, but okay, fine. At least at 10,000, it is the Stanley Cup Final. I just have a hard time wrapping my head around why you have to be so stuck at the 3,500 that the Quebec government's only allowing. It boggles the mind.
Well, yeah, and my thing on that is we are 16, 17 months into this, and I get last summer where we were like, the government doesn't care about sports, they care about health and safety. I totally get all that. They don't care that it's the Stanley Cup Final. They don't care if it's the Grey Cup, clearly. But it's like, are we not figuring this out by now? But anyways, to the Prairie Mobile text line, bear with me here, Cliff. We've got a ton coming in here. From the 403, and yet That's Alberta. And yet they can gather by the thousands, shoulder to shoulder in the streets, and that's okay. Really? It goes on to say CFL players love going to Montreal because of the great eating establishments and fun evening venues. I wouldn't know anything about that. I think the broadcasters had fun with that too, Cliffy. You know what I'm saying? You took me out. Was that the best restaurant in Montreal that you took me to? Or your favorite, obviously, a few years ago?
It's my favorite Korean place. I mean, there's, like I said, thousands upon thousands of great restaurants here. So, I mean, it's a great place. Don't get me wrong. But, favorite of all time? Oh, gosh. That's... Oh.
Your favorite Korean. Well, you won me over that day, Cliffy. Yeah. Troy, watching in Toronto from the 647... Hooters in Montreal. Come on, boys. Get outside your comfort zone. Bon appetit. What are you talking? It's culture. We don't have it at home, so I did get outside my comfort zone. Let's worry about you. From the 780, from John in Edmonton. CFL Medical Committee shuts down proposal for Bombers Riders preseason scrimmage. Calgary, Edmonton will not hold a preseason scrimmage. Stamps awaiting fan approval from Alberta Health. Well, my first take on that, John, is that is so last week. That was shut down 1 week ago today, but I'll talk about it because it's a Flame Tech Football Friday. What do you know, Cliffy, about were the Alouettes and Red Blacks engaged? Were they going to have a controlled practice?
Apparently the Alouettes were looking into doing a scrimmage with the Red Blacks, but it was apparently the Red Blacks that said, no, we're not having any of that. So.
Oh, really?
It's a bit of a bummer because I think it would have definitely been a lot of fun, especially too if you were able to let some of the fans in. I mean, that's still unclear as to whether fans are going to be allowed to even attend training camp sessions. I hope so because there's nothing like it as far as trying to get fans amped up for the upcoming football season and doing a scrimmage with your, I guess, well, I was going to say crosstown rivals, but more like Highway 417 rivals, the Red Blacks. Unfortunately, just isn't going to happen, which is a bit of a bummer, but I guess that means that now you're just going to have to stay focused on the team itself and focused on your actual training camp as it's supposed to be.
Do you know how far those talks went? For instance, with Winnipeg and Saskatchewan, they had the venue lined up. I think they had, obviously, the travel plans lined up. Rough Riders were going to pay all of the Bombers' costs to come play the game. How far did the Montreal-Ottawa talks go down the line? Any idea?
Not nearly as far as that. I think it was just more of a hope or a wish as far as from what the Alouettes organization was wanting to do. I mean, which again, kudos to them for wanting to pursue something like that, just to help generate that interest. Because again, there's a lot of Montreal-based fans in the Ottawa region. So I mean, if you could have gone to TD Place and played a scrimmage there, that would have been really cool. Or people from Ottawa love coming to Montreal. Let them have a little bit of a scrimmage session here. I think it would have been great. I mean, it definitely would have helped promote both teams. You know, and help further, like, there's not really a rivalry, I find, between Ottawa and Montreal in the CFL, but it would have still helped, stoke that interest, if you will. So, I mean, I think it would have been a great opportunity, and for whatever reason, Ottawa Sports Group and Entertainment just didn't see the value in it.
We have a comment from a Facebook viewer by the name of Manon Chabot. Hello, Rod. Bienvenue à Montreal. You know her?
Sounds familiar. Sounds like a familiar name.
You live with her?
I do not.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I know that's your girlfriend, Cliffy. The sad thing here, well, like I said earlier, we expect the CFL is going to get training camp underway. We hope that it runs smoothly. We get into a season. Vernon Adams Jr., we were talking about it with Bob Merrier yesterday here, was just on the cusp. He was almost becoming a household name in this country the last time we saw the CFL play, right? Got them into the playoffs, and he's not approaching Anthony Calvillo status, but you were becoming a major fan of VA.
I've been a major fan of VA for years, even back in 2016 when he first came to Montreal. And to follow his career path, to see him go from the Alouettes to Saskatchewan, to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, back here to Montreal, almost kind of atoning for the sins of Kavis Reed trading Adams to the Rough Riders.
Yep.
It was Kavis Reed who brought Vernon Adams back to the Alouettes just before he left. So kind of sort of a way to sort of apologize for making the mistake of letting him go, because Montreal was still looking for that top-tier quarterback, and they had him right there. I mean, he was still young, he was still raw, but you knew something was there. And then he was jettisoned off to Saskatchewan for whatever reasons, because we thought Darian Durant was going to be the next great quarterback for the Alouettes, and that didn't quite work out. So And then you go into a couple other quarterbacks that shall not be named. But at the end of the day, it took a long time for them to realize it, but Vernon Adams belongs here in Montreal. This is now his city. This is now his football team, and I'm excited to see him play, and I'm excited to see the way he's embraced the city of Montreal. You see him, he's cheering for the Habs. He's here in Montreal now, and he's been here for a little bit, and he wants to become a part of this community. I don't think he'll ever move here full time, but my gosh, the way he has really embraced the city and the way that people have embraced him back here, it's magical.
Do you think the fans will really gravitate to him the way he's gravitated to the city?
100%. He is on the way to becoming at that level. He'll never reach an Anthony Calvillo, and I don't want him to be the next Anthony Calvillo. I want to be the only Vernon Adams, and to have that success based on Vernon Adams, not on trying to reach a goal that may or may not be possible.
Well, I'll tell you what, I just think about Vernon Adams Jr. and just what all athletes are going through, all pro athletes, and for that matter, the junior hockey athletes. The Quebec Major Junior League players here were playing in a bubble. I broadcast the Western Hockey League games. The players were in a bubble. They've been locked up for a year. Mon Dieu. From the 403 on the Prairie Mobile text line, say hi to Cliffy for me. From Dave Dunkster Hanny from the Grey Cup Fun Police in Medicine Hat. How about that? From Brady in Saskatoon, hey Rod, I guess the government believes COVID evaporates in the outside air. No reason you can't have 50% capacity in the Bell Center socially distanced. Anyways, hoping for a good game and a win today. Go Habs, go. And speaking of AC, by the way, it was suggested to us that maybe we could bring on the Hall of Famer down here and the three-time Grey Cup champion. So he's an ambassador with the Alouettes, but he's an offensive coordinator with the Carabins.
That's right.
Correct. So would he would be part of that CFL training camp cohort, I would think. I don't think he's roaming around these streets too freely, or would he be?
I don't think he'd be roaming too freely, but I definitely see him being a part of the training camp atmosphere. I mean, again, not in a coaching capacity or anything like that, but just helping to spread the goodwill towards the Alouettes. I can definitely see him in that capacity until it's time for him to fulfill his duties with the Carabins.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. Assuming that the CFL gets going, and we're going to stay positive and believe that it will, in the couple minutes that we have left in this segment, Cliffy, what is your take on the CFL East landscape? Because we talk about the West all the time, and I'm not quite ready to get down to predictions just yet. I made them on New Year's Eve. I think I made my predictions. A lot's changed since, but Toronto's kind of gone from the bottom to here in terms of projections. I mean, Hamilton coming off a 15-3 season, they look strong. Mm-hmm. But what's your thoughts on this East Division in the CFL?
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I mean, Toronto and Hamilton seem to be signing everybody and their mother to contracts. So, I mean, I don't know how training camp's going to look for those two squads, but it's going to be definitely interesting for sure. As far as Montreal goes, I think Montreal definitely has assembled a really strong roster. A very Quebec-friendly roster, mind you, but what I've seen in this team is cohesiveness. I see a team that has managed to keep the main core, for the most part, that was so successful in 2019, and been able to successfully add to it. So I'm really curious to see just the moves that Danny Machocha had made. Don't forget, he became the general manager just before COVID hit. So we don't know exactly if all these moves are going to work or not. So to me, that's going to be the interesting part is, are the moves that Danny Machocha made, which, again, leaning more towards making the Alouettes Quebec's football team undisputed, is that going to work? Is that going to translate to success on the field for the Alouettes? Only time's going to tell, but I'm really excited to see how this all works out.
You dodged the question, Cliffy.
Okay, as far as the East goes, I'm not going to make predictions either, but I definitely think the East is not going to be the least as far as the CFL goes.
Who's your number one team? Who's finishing first?
Hamilton.
Okay. And then you got Montreal second.
That's right.
Toronto third.
Toronto third.
Ottawa fourth.
Ottawa fourth. I don't think they're going to go 3-15. I will say that. But I still think with La Police at the helm, they're going to get better. They've got nowhere to go but up. But it's going to be a dogfight, that's for sure.
I read your mind, buddy. If you got questions, CFL or otherwise, Cliffy D. Pine will be with us here for the rest of Hour 1. Coming up in Hour 2, Stanley Cup champion Montreal Canadiens, great Chris Knuckles Nylon. We'll be right back with a sports update. And let's do a full-on viewer takeover the rest of the hour. Prairie Mobile text line is open, 306-840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. You're watching the Rod Pedersen Show live from Montreal and the Stanley Cup on the Game Plus television network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Live on YouTube and Facebook and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
It's a FlameTech Football Friday, but it's also Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final in beautiful Montreal, and we are broadcasting from the Chateau Champlain. We are in the penthouse, the very top floor of this gorgeous facility. It's the Rod Pedersen Show on a FlameTech Football Friday, and I have to send a huge kudos. We did a lot of it yesterday, but I'll do it again. Austin, I'm going to have to get you to jump up. I want to say thank you for this beautiful Maurice Richard trophy here. Or I always say trophy. It's a statue, Cliffy, eh?
It is.
What would you say, about 20 inches, 24 inches tall, this thing? Was in storage. You've probably been in this hotel and saw it for years in the lobby, I would think, right?
Exactly. It almost becomes like part of the scenery. You just almost don't notice it at times, but it is.
Yeah. So the Chateau
majestic.
Champlain, they got this thing out of storage and brought down the rocket for us. And I really appreciate them for that. And then the merchandise store, probably one of the greatest merchandise stores next to Ultimate Fan Zone Moose Jaw. One of our sponsors gave us this Carey Price doll and this banner that adorns the desk. And there you go. Nice work, Austin Grass. Are you related to Brad Grass, by the way?
Nope, but I've been asked that.
You've been asked that many times. And these seats here from the Montreal Forum, which were the season seats of the Marriott Chateau Champlain, section 113, row 4, seat 4. Is that a good section, Cliffy? Do you know?
That's fantastic. Obviously, this is, I would expect nothing less from the Marriott to have seats of this nature.
Well, of course, but they're like literally, they're like, don't sit on these. Like, oh yes, they were. They're a little, and you did sit on them actually, but they're a little rickety. Come on, this is like 100 years old, these things. So anyways, I just want to thank the Chateau Champlain for the hospitality here. Everybody has just been so nice. And anyways, before we jump into some questions here, Cliffy, from viewers, CFL fans that are watching today on this Flame Tech Football Friday. Sports update, Brooke Lopez set a playoff career high with 33 points as the Milwaukee Bucks withstood Giannis Antetokounmpo's absence and beat the Atlanta Hawks 123-112 for a 3-2 lead in the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals. The Bucks are one win away from reaching the NBA Finals for the first time since 1974. In Canadian Elite Basketball League play on Canada Day, Kenny Manigault tallied 24 points and 7 rebounds as the Fraser Valley Bandits topped the Saskatchewan Rattlers 86-66 at the Abbotsford Centre. The Bandits now 3-0, the Rattlers 0-3. Lindell Wigginton's torrid start to this season continued as he dropped 33, a season high, to lead the Hamilton Honey Badgers to a tight 99-92 victory over the Ottawa Blackjacks Thursday afternoon in the Hammer. The Honey Badgers 2-1, the Blackjacks 1-2. And tonight in the CEBL, it is Niagara at Edmonton. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. has joined his father as an All-Star, and Fernando Tatis Jr. accomplished a feat his dad never did. Toronto's first baseman and San Diego shortstop were among 9 first-time All-Stars elected to start the July 13th game at Denver's Coors Field. Blue Jays second baseman Marcus Semien and outfielder Teoscar Hernandez also were first-time All-Stars chosen in fan voting. And Montreal is setting up outdoor viewing parties to allow fans to watch the Canadiens play tonight in the Stanley Cup Final Game 3. The announcement came after Quebec Public Health denied a request to allow 7,000 more fans into the team's home arena. Habs down 0-2 to Tampa. Game time 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. This sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store, and for Red Bull Canada. Red Bull gives you wings. All right, Cliffy, we got quite a few comments coming here from Jim Wagner writing, "Good day, RP Nation. Happy Football Friday. Loving the background on the Live from Montreal shows in place of the usual green screen. It looks great. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Stay cool, all." It's a beautiful day outside. It's not too hot, eh, Cliffy?
Oh, it's just ideal weather. I mean, it's not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, it's perfect. They knew we were coming. From the 587, Craig watching in Calgary. "Hey, Rod, just wanted to throw some love behind my team, the Phoenix Suns. Perhaps we can make them Canada's team in round ball." Woo! They didn't like it too much when I called the Vegas Golden Knights Canada's team. I don't know if you noticed. They didn't like that at all, especially here. But yeah, go Suns. They haven't been to the final since, what do they say, 92? 93?
93.
93, yeah.
Same as the Habs.
With Charles in charge. It's that kind of year, huh?
It's that kind of year.
From, what do we got here? From Kevin. Yes, Kevin, the Ticats fan. Southern Ontario writing and says, when week 1 kicks off in the CFL, who do you guys believe will be the starting quarterback for the Hamilton Tiger Cats? Ooh. That question is fire. And as I'm sitting here right now, it'll be the best guy in training camp, because I don't think you can pick between Jeremiah Masoli or Dane Evans. They love them both, right? I mean, that's a pick 'em, Cliffy.
It really is. I mean, Dane Evans did bring them to the Grey Cup.
Exactly.
I mean, how do you I don't want to say how do you unreward somebody, but how do you just
punish somebody? Yeah,
punish, I guess, would be. How do you say it? Like, oh, thanks for getting us to the Grey Cup, and
now you're sitting.
Yeah.
It has happened, however. I'm just saying, it's a brand new year, right? It's what have you done for me lately type thing. But that's a great question from Kevin, the Ticats fan. I mean, you're going around the country. Let's go from west to east. Mike Riley, the starting quarterback, BC.
Michael Riley.
Michael Riley, is that new?
That's how he wants to be addressed as from now on.
Well, la-dee-da. Where did you hear that?
Three Down Nation.
Oh, okay. Michael Riley. Okay, sure. I'd like to be called Rodney from now on. Can you do that?
Rodney Pedersen. Done
Bo
deal.
in Calgary, Trevor Harris in Edmonton. It's going to be Cody Fajardo in Saskatchewan. Zach Caleros, I think, in Winnipeg, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't know in Toronto. We don't know in Hamilton. I think we know in Ottawa with Matt Nichols. And I think we know VA here. There's two markets with what will be quarterback battles. Well, they're all going to have battles in training camp. I mean, I'm anointing Cody Fajardo the starter in Saskatchewan. There's a lot of coverage in the States about Paxton Lynch coming into training camp for the Rough Riders, the former Denver Broncos first-round pick. Did that make any waves out here? With you?
Nothing positive. I mean, like I said, I got to admit, though, like during his draft year, I was very impressed with Paxton Lynch. I thought, okay, this is a guy who put him in the right system. He's going to do extremely well. And lo and behold, it didn't quite work out. So I'm really curious to see how he adopts the Canadian game, because we've seen this before numerous times. Hotshot NFL draft pick comes up to Canada, thinks he's going to come up here and blow the doors off of everybody. And lo and behold, he gets sent out of town on a rail.
You know, you say that time after time after time, we've seen that. And when we come back, full-on viewer takeover. I'll do my best to get to Facebook and YouTube comments, but the text is the best way to go here from the Chateau Champlain on the Prairie Mobile text line 306-840-8777. If you got questions for us, Stanley Cup Final related, CFL related, or what have you. But over the years, the Michael Sams, the Johnny Manziels, the Chad Ochosenkos, there's been a lot that have come through this town, right, and haven't necessarily stayed. So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching the Rod Pedersen Show, Flame Tech Football Friday. Flame Tech is your industry leader in combustion services. You're watching on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds, full-service car wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Stars, you're dispatched to a scene call. The patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I back the Stars lottery.
Stars, we can accept the mission.
This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Every ticket is your chance to win over $4.2 million in prizes. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
It's a Flame Tech Football Friday, but it's Game 3 of the Stanley Cup, and we are live from Montreal, the site of Game 3 tonight. Tampa Bay Lightning at the Montreal Canadiens. Tampa Bay leading the series 2-0. Will it switch tonight? From a Montreal perspective, we're certainly hoping so. And welcome back, everybody, to the Chateau Champlain. It is our Flame Tech Football Friday, but we've been talking hockey, and our good friend Cliffy D. Pine is with us from the Flight Deck podcast and the Alternative blog, talking CFL, talking Stanley Cup. Next hour, Stanley Cup champion Chris Knuckles Nylon will join us from TSN 690 Radio here in Montreal, which reminds me, by the way, so Cliffy, here's the thing. We come down here for the Stanley Cup, and Knuckles, we're going to go to his place for supper tonight. So I'm going to miss this whole gong show, which is probably a good thing. I don't want to catch COVID, but I'm going to miss the vibe. Is it going to be wild down here?
It's going to be wild, I promise you.
Okay, so if I'm going to Knuckles' house for supper, I asked him, what can I bring? Why are you guys laughing over there? Maybe it's a Western thing. What should I take Knuckles for dessert? I said, I'll bring dessert. Key lime pie?
I was going to say Boston cream, but...
there you go.
Yeah.
Portuguese tarts.
How about both? Portuguese tarts. Do you got a line on some? Chinatown? Okay. By the way, James, Ian, Austin, Xander is our crew. That's all of y'all, right? Culinary experts, trust me. Yeah, been soundly getting torched for going to Hooters to eat yesterday. Anyways, two of these guys are going to come on next hour. I said, you guys can do rock, paper, scissors or do an arm wrestling contest to see who's going to come on. I think there's 2 seats. Right? Well, you can't sit in the seats. So we got to swing the mic back and forth. So anyways, Cliffy, so what are you saying? You're saying Boston cream. I'm saying key lime.
I just think Knuckles would appreciate the nod to his former...
there you go. Man, you're sharp. And by the way, I'm going to ask Knuckles next hour when he joins us, Chris Knuckles Nylon. He won a Stanley Cup in '86 with the Habs, and Patrick Roy was his goalie. And, of course, we got Carey Price here a block away. 1-game showdown, who are you taking in goal to win it, if you can name your goalie? And I put that to Knuckles, but I have not tweeted that yet. So while you talk on that answer, I'll tweet it and then I'll give mine. What are you thinking? You're born and bred Montrealer, are you not?
Born and bred, absolutely.
Right. So how are you answering that question?
It's tough because Patrick Roy was a bit of a hero of mine growing up. I mean, he did bring the city 2 cups.
Yeah.
Watched him play, and he's just been, like, you talk about the GOAT. When it comes to Montreal sports, Patrick Roy is the GOAT here.
Come on.
100%.
Are you guys down with that? Well, for goalies, they say. Exactly. What about Lafleur? What about all of them?
All right, we're talking between him and Price, and I love Price, don't get me wrong, but in Game 7, if I got to choose between one of those two, I'm leaning towards Roy, just because he's got that fire, he's got the intensity. He talks to his goalpost, for crying out loud. I mean, this is a guy that knows how to win. And Carey, he's right just below him, just by the slimmest of margins does Roy edge him out, but...
Well, you know what's funny, but a good answer, Cliffy. I don't know that there's necessarily a wrong answer on that. And by the way, I'm just tweeting it, #GoHabsGo. Folks, I want you to vote on this. Go to our Twitter right now, @Rod Pedersen Show, and vote on the poll. Who would you take in goal for a 1-game showdown? Patrick Roy or Carey Price? And the problem for Carey is that he might be just as good a goalie, but he hasn't played on as good a teams as King Patrick, correct? And this is his chance. I mean, like, Cliffy, are they getting this close again before Price shuts it down?
I think they can. I think, I'll be honest, I had a lot of doubts with this team during that first series against the Maple Leafs. I just think that they got into the playoffs literally by the skin of their teeth and were just lucky to be there. And they always had that sort of feeling. It was like they were just glad to be in the playoffs. Then something happened. Something clicked. and they found the way to win, and they just kept fighting through. And then into Winnipeg and against Vegas, they just kept winning and winning. This team knows how to win. This team was truly built for the playoffs. I didn't believe it at the time, but this team really was a playoff team. Now, if they keep this team together for the most part, add a couple of pieces here and there, could this be the start of a nucleus that can go on for years to come? I don't see why not, quite frankly.
How are we doing on time, fellas? I believe we got to be out.
We've got another 3 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. Since I tweeted this, Cliffy, it is, it was 100% for Carey Price respondents. And I think you would call that a recency bias. Correct? These are some younger people that are voting in favor of Carey Price. But one of our crew, and I won't say which one, said he's a Habs fan, but he kind of gave up on them. I think that's a prevailing notion around here. Like over the last generation, it's been bleak.
It has. I've always had the impression that the team just didn't care whether it was winning or losing because they were making money hand over fist no matter what. People were going to go and fill the Bell Center or even the Forum before that, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But over the past couple of years, every time they took 2 steps forward, they'd knock themselves back 3 steps. And it made it so difficult to want to truly be a part of this team. Now, once again, winning fixes everything. As soon as you put together a roster that can go to the Cup and go on a long Cup run, I mean,
right?
Anything's possible. So
Mark Bergevin's a toast of the town, right?
You know, it's funny. 2 months ago, they were ready to run him out of here, but now he's the guy. He's going to sign a lifetime contract. I got a feeling as soon as the season's done, win or lose, they're going to extend this guy, and he's going to be here. He's going to be part of the furniture.
Emotion. From the 596, great show on the road. Got to try a smoked meat sandwich. Because I remember being there for the F1 race years ago. A bottle of beer and a soda pop was $30 at a bar we went to. Does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
Ooh. And goes on to say Patrick Waugh, proven winner. From the 960, Robin in PA. I wonder what the cost would be to rebrand the show the Rodney Pedersen Show. Don't worry, we're not going to do it. From the 403, are all CFL teams going to be holding after-practice team meetings via virtual meetings? That's what's happening in Cowtown. Well, from what we've been led to believe, the policies are the same for every team all across the country. And in places, let's just say Saskatchewan, because they're not as densely populated, the riders are going to be forced to adhere to the same COVID restrictions as the teams in the major centers. And frankly, while that upset the riders, that's only fair, is it not? I would think.
Well, you got to hold everybody to the same standards as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you can't be having the system where it's, these guys are allowed to do this and those guys are allowed to do that. As soon as you're getting into that territory, it just opens up it opens Pandora's box, and not in a good way.
Wayne in Victoria says, it's too bad we couldn't have consistency around the world, or at least North America, in COVID restrictions. It doesn't seem right that Tampa Bay has a full rink while Montreal's restricted to 3,500 people. And by the way, Jack in Alberta says Mike Riley changed his name to honor his mom. So somehow I missed that. Haven't totally been on 3downnation.com since I've been out here in Montreal. I think we only got a minute left, Cliffy. He hosts the Flight Deck podcast. It's outstanding, and I guess we are out of time. Home ice advantage huge, huh, tonight?
Massive.
Habs going to win?
I think they're going to win. It's going to be tight, but they're going to win.
See you next hour. I had this steak!
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Here we go. We do have breaking news today, and you're the guy that's behind this. Over to you, Moose.
We're going to Montreal.
Ta-da!
How about that?
We are taking our show on the road. Thursday and Friday, we'll be on the air from the Stanley Cup Finals. How cool is that?
Yes, live Thursday, Friday from Montreal, downtown Montreal, in advance of Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. We will be there live.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is. Welcome, Canada. Happy Friday. This is the Friday. It is game day here in La Belle Province. Stanley Cup Final tonight. The Montreal Canadiens down 0-2 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. 1 block away from here, the Bell Center. Tonight it's going to be a war. And we roll into hour 2. This is the second half kickoff, proudly presented by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the Stanley Cup playoffs and the Seattle Kraken fan club. And last hour, in case you missed it, Cliffy D. Pine joined us, born and bred Montrealer from the Flight Deck podcast, the Alternative.com blog, Talk CFL, Talk Stanley Cup. This hour, Stanley Cup champion Chris Nylon going to join us. He's just like a bucket horse trying to get out of the stall. He's ready to talk about the game tonight. He's fired up, but nobody's more fired up than the great sober coach to the Stars. We got Coach Bobby Merrier back. Man, you're sitting still for the first time since I've seen you, Bob. How are you feeling on game day?
I'm feeling okay. Like I said, I'm happy to be back. I think that I hope the Canadians are getting used to the Canadians watching your show. Definitely in the city, it's quite noticeable already. I'm amazed. Like, what are we, 8 hours, 7 hours to showtime for at the rink, and there's a considerable amount of people out there.
Okay,
Not tens,
pull that
hundreds.
mic right up to you, Bob, and let's get into it. Because this morning.
He pulled it away from me.
That's
Yeah.
Austin for you. That's the Saskatoon kid on the crew.
He wanted to get a shot of the shirt. So let's look at the shirt.
Did you get it?
Did you get the shot?
Well, I wanted the shirt to always be
Well, it's
you're going
the
wide on
Gold
that.
Caulfield shirt from
I've seen
Barstool
a lot
Sports.
of those around town.
Barstool Sports, which I guess anyone young millennials and people like that know Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
They will take any type of topic and put a T-shirt to it in a hurry and cash in. And I'm pretty sure Goal isn't getting a dime for these. But he gets probably all the free T-shirts he can have.
For now, he's happy. But
when he scored his first goal against the Knights, his family was shown on they took a shot of the family, and his brother was wearing this T-shirt in the white one.
Yeah.
So that's the story of the shirt.
Oh, and they've just gone off like wildfire.
Yes. Yes.
Who was the name that you were dropping about Barstool earlier?
My buddy at Barstool is Kevin, who is KFC Sports, who does really commentaries on everything. Forget just sports. He does everything. Every outlandish from UFO stuff and it's a very intense, the KFC, the 2 Minute Man, very, very strong show. You need to watch this. You need to be a bit more
Clearly,
Yes.
I'm missing out here.
You are.
So, Bobby, I was left the hotel at 7:30 this morning to go down here to Tim's, you know the one, and it was as quiet as a church on Saturday. But you're telling, I haven't been out though. So it's picking up?
It's definitely
tell
picking
Canada
up.
What's going on here.
It's picking up. It's game day in Montreal.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict that there'll be 50,000 people on the street around the square. You know, I got a few calls from friends like, why do you keep repeating that you think that someone's going to storm the castle and they're going to come in? God, if that prophecy comes true, you're going to get
That's not going to
ratings.
happen, though.
I think it would. Montreal is the only place that could happen because they just don't follow rules.
Bob is saying only 3,500 people are allowed in the rink. There's going to be 50,000 outside, and some might try and get into the facility. And you don't even think that they would stop the game if they did. I mean, who knows?
The people coming out for smoking, and it just takes a couple of people to jump over the fence, and it's on. Cliff is nodding because he knows. Cliff
You would
is from
agree,
here.
Cliffy?
I would bet against it. Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
More reason.
You can sneak in through the Saint Hubert.
True, but what would happen if they got together, if they organized and stormed it? What would happen? They couldn't stop it. So anyway,
I feel like it's Friday and it's going off the rails. And by the way, later on in the program, we're going to have a couple guys from the crew who are going to jump in here on the set and tell some stories about the Stanley Cup and themselves and so forth. But I'm excited about that. But Bob, I'm going to Knuckles Nylon's tonight for supper, and I guess he doesn't live anywhere around here.
No, he's far away, which means I'll probably end up taking you. I'm okay
Works
with
for
that.
me, but I'm just saying it's fine, but I'm just wondering, when is the vibe going to pick up? What are we sitting here at? Eastern
It
108?
already is. I just drove in. I parked, and the construction going all around here. I parked right in front of the hotel. In just that period, there was at least 50 people that passed me wearing jerseys and stuff. They're usually young guys. Then they were all kind of young, and they're going there to congregate and drink beer out in public and do whatever else.
Oh man!
And the revelry will begin early, and it will go on until game time. I don't care if it rain or shine; it's going to be full of people.
You'll appreciate this, but me as the tourist here, you can help me on this too. Yesterday, we're roaming around downtown. I see the traffic blocked off, like you say. And did that have anything to do with July 1st, or was it all a precursor to today?
Like there were fireworks last night. I definitely heard some. It's just weird. It's hard to understand Montreal during COVID because these offices are empty. Place Ville Marie was the biggest office tower in Canada when it opened in 1968, or sorry, it opened for Expo. And it's completely, probably 10% of the floors are being used right now. It's like we're Dubai. All these buildings are empty. Everyone's working from home. And as we've just come into the green zone yesterday, a week ago. So then people are allowed to start coming back in to habitate the downtown core.
Well, and that's part of my point. I guess you and a couple of squirrels jumping all over there here. But the guy, David, the guy that brought you up here.
Yes.
Yesterday was his first day back at work in a year.
Right.
Was he the concierge, VIP guy or whatever?
Correct.
He goes, Rod, I've been off work for a year. This is my first day yesterday. So I'm just, you remember I said, we came out here thinking you guys are wide open. It's Quebec, man. Rock and roll.
I could have told you they weren't.
I should have asked,
You
I
should have
guess.
just called me.
But
What's happening in
furthermore,
Quebec?
we went and quasi broke into Percival Molson Stadium yesterday. We were going to hop the fence, but found an open door. So we went in there and had a little tour. And
I told you it would be open.
You were right.
Yes. It's not.
You don't want to tell the
watching
whole
that.
country that it's going to be open.
But it really is. I remember I used to go to see, I had my brain injury doctor, Dr. Karen Johnston, who was very well known for brain injuries. Back in the day, Eric Lindros would go there. And I would leave her office and walk across the field and up the stairs because I'd park in the back. because the Montreal Neuro's on the back of the thing. So I remember.
How Canadian?
How Canadian do I feel tonight?
No. How Canadian that you could walk across the CFL field to get to your car and nobody would have cost you.
Nobody said anything. Exactly. And there were people playing Frisbee, I remember that day, because it's the McGill campus, right? So people said, let's go.
Bob, let's get serious.
Yes.
Is the series switching tonight?
If the effort that happened on game 2 is there, it will happen tonight.
Yeah?
They deserved a better outcome. And then I'm using words like puck luck and
puck management.
Yeah, puck management and stuff like that. Let's use a whole bunch of platitudes to talk about if they don't win. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is as this series is over if they don't win tonight.
Absolutely. It's a must win, and we're going to talk to Knuckles about that coming up in the very next segment with Chris Knuckles Nylon. But what I keep hearing, and you said you're watching the news, you're watching the interviews and everything, guys are saying we need to get in front of Vasilevsky, we need to not let him see the puck. And I'm like, if only it were that easy, Bob.
I don't know. I think Corey Perry's been a real, he's made a career of being in front of goalies. I'm sure as it switches here, it's going to get a little nastier. There's no choice. It's going to have to be a pretty nasty game tonight. And the way they've been calling the series, what do you have to do to get a penalty? When Shea Weber only got $5,000 for that two-hander, that would be a suspendable offense in regular season hockey.
How are you on officiating? I mean, when Corey Perry got clipped, were you fit to be tied?
No, it was just a bad call, bad non-call. Was it fit to be tied? No. To me, I was like, okay, well, the hockey gods are going to square this one for us. And well,
they did.
They showed up.
Yeah. Well, where are those hockey gods this series, Bob?
You're in Montreal now. Don't worry. They'll be around tonight. And, we make fun of it. I think most people... I keep looking at the Montreal in the room. Cliff is my new best friend. But I'm thinking he knows as well as I do what's gone on here this run. People have used words. They would say that the Forum ghost stayed at the Forum. And the Forum is an abomination now. It's a theater, and it's just disgusting what they did with the landmark. It's like, hey, let's go down to the Vatican and see if we could open a multiplex theater and a pool hall. Let's do that. See if that works out. Let's take the holiest hockey place in the world and throw it at, And growing up in Montreal, they had these 2 escalators that looked like hockey sticks from the outside, and the amount of history that transpired in that building. And then they moved over to this building, which is the biggest barn in the league, but I don't think it was the best designed barn. The old Forum it was almost homey. You almost felt
what did it hold?
What
did it hold?
The old 18,000. I think that. It was only a 3,200 person, but the building had been, I think 3 massive renovations, and it could no longer hold it. The first thing you notice here, as opposed to being at the Amalie Arena or any of these arenas down south, is the immense size of the way it protrudes up. When you're sitting in the bowl in Montreal, it's big. It's really big and deep. You've been in there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a big building.
I love it.
Yeah, and it really... here we are. There's going to be 100,000 people on the street or 50,000 people without masks on, but we got to have 3,500 in the building.
We have 2 minutes here, Bob, before we bring in Knuckles now, but I got to ask you this. For those that haven't been to a game here, and you can attest, the 21,000 when the Habs are at home, regular season even, let alone playoffs, they come down that tunnel, everybody's on their feet.
Correct.
Right? So we're not going to have that tonight.
No.
Is it, how much does that affect the Habs?
The players are saying 3,500 was such a huge boost to them.
Good.
It's such a giant boost. It was 2,500 first, and then they went to 3,500. And the players said it was amazing. But imagine you've been playing in front of nobody for 2 years.
It would be better,
Yeah, so I guess it's going to be better. Will it be near it? I think of the Josh Anderson, Toffoli, all the guys that are first year on this team. They have never gotten the effect unless they came here before when they were playing for other teams. And they all, I know Josh Anderson says, when I signed here, I kept thinking of coming into this building and it being rumbling with noise.
Right.
And unlike Vegas, where they have all the gimmicks, it's just, here's an organ, we'll play some loud music, and we'll let the crowd take the rest. And
you don't need gimmicks in here.
No. They don't have to teach you what icing is during an intermission.
How's your guts, Bob?
My guts are fine. I feel good. I'm feeling positive about this.
Yeah?
Yeah. If not, like I said, tomorrow, after the game, if we go to Nylon tonight on the way home, I won't talk. I'll be like, we're not turning the radio on. We're going to sit in this.
Not talk about
I think and I'm not the only one. I have other friends you don't watch the news. You just, let's pretend nothing happened. A full morning goes on.
One more on the Prairie Mobile text line, 306-840-8777. Troy watching in Toronto on the Game Plus TV network. Bob is a man after my style, digging the threads Go Habs. Bob, who makes the difference in order for the Habs to win tonight? What's it going to take?
I think the young guys, the transition of Suzuki, the first game Suzuki played and the second one, he was brilliant. So I think some of the young guys, we have that whole mixture going. So I think that the young guys will be leading the way tonight. They're going to come and they're going to do what needs to be done. And I can't imagine how, impressed they are. Hey, we're playing in front of Carey Price and the back end's being held up by Shea Weber. Shea Weber's a man. I've seen him a few times in real life. He's not one of these.
Not physically imposing?
He's very physically imposing. He's very physically imposing. But more than anything, it's just he carries himself in such a manner, is so serious and upright.
Right.
And the amount of respect he commands is pretty good. So I have a feeling it would be disappointing if they didn't show up and do what they did the other night.
Hockey gods will be here. They just couldn't get into America. I guess that's what
Correct.
it was for games 1 and 2. Bob, good luck. Appreciate it as always.
Thank you, sir.
Stanley Cup champion Chris Knuckles Nylon joining us next at the Chateau Champlain here in downtown Montreal, a block from Bell Center. It's Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. It's game night. You are watching the Rod Pedersen Show on the Game Plus television network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds. Full-service car wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed. Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
It's a Friday. It is Game 3 of the Stanley Cup. It's game day, and we're coming to you from the Chateau Champlain. And I can't tell you how excited I am to bring in our next guy. If you look close on that wall right there, that plaque, Chris Knuckles Nylon on the left side, right between Yanni Nienema and Reg Noble. You see Chris Nylon, a Montreal Canadiens great, and we have him, and I'm a longtime fan. I wrote it down, 688 NHL games played with Montreal, New York Rangers, Boston Bruins, a Stanley Cup champion. Chris Knuckles Nylon joins us on a Zoom call here today on the Game Plus TV. And Knuckles, hey, I appreciate it, buddy. How you feeling today about your Habs?
Listen, I am the eternal optimist. And yes, they're down 2-0. And yes, it is Tampa Bay. And yes, they have Vasilevsky. And yes, they have a very good hockey team, but so don't the Habs. Listen, I think they have something to hang their hat on from the last game. Again, no moral victories, but listen, they showed they can play with that team. They got to clean up their mistakes. Their mistakes, the puck management mistakes, have killed them so far. They got to clean that up. And coming home here, listen, you got to win one hockey game. That's all. One game.
You know, I was going to ask you your take on the first two games, and you kind of covered that, a 5-1 loss and a 3-1 loss. But Knuckles, they didn't make these mistakes, did they, through the first 3 rounds? Like, why are they making them now?
Well, I think part of it is the pressure from the other team. This is a very good hockey team. They certainly have a very good forecheck. They got a lot of speed. They have good support all over the ice. And when you do those things, you force the other team into mistakes. Now, they made mistakes in the first 3 rounds, and they're going to make them every game. So isn't Tampa Bay. The thing is being able to capitalize. And they have so much depth. They have so much quick strike capabilities that it's cost the Habs here. And every hockey game you're going to have mistakes. Guys are going to screw up. There's pressure. You might have one guy, 2 guys. It depends. But it's how you cover up for those mistakes. And, you know, the Habs have done a great job the first 3 rounds doing that. They made mistakes here and there, and there's always someone stepping in. It is a game of mistake. It is a game of inches, and they've done a great job at it. It has cost them here. Especially the fact that you're going up against a goaltender that doesn't give you much. So you end up trying to press a little bit more, maybe trying to create a little bit more, and you end up getting out of your structure somewhat, and it costs you.
You know, you played 688 games, as I saw, and for those that don't know, you're doing radio here in Montreal, so I know that you've beaten this to death all week, but that goal in the last minute of the second period, everybody said that killed the Habs, and I just thought, fragile teams it does. This isn't a fragile team, or were they fragile in that game? You don't get this far without being fragile, Chris.
No, I throw the fragile thing out the window. That wasn't a backbreaker. That was a heartbreaker, that goal, okay? And what it did is it gave Tampa Bay life. They come out and played a much better third period against this team. And quite frankly, come on, right to the end, they had a chance to pull the goalie until the giveaway by Edmondson, which was unfortunate. But again, pressure. I think a lot of people say, you know, Palat, you know, he was in the right place at the right time, but he snuck in there and he actually gave it a little stick tap. And I think Edmondson thought it was Petrie. It was kind of a soft play, and it cost them. But listen, it did give them life. They're not that fragile that it broke them. There's no way. It's certainly a stunning thing to happen in a hockey game where you're playing so well, but you have to be able to regroup. I think they played pretty good in the third period. We always got to remember there's another team on the ice. It's like Habs played really well, but Tampa finally got their team and not playing like they've played in this playoff series so far. They picked it up a step in the third, but they still were ready to be had, and they just couldn't capitalize on their opportunities against Vasilevsky. And the Habs are getting a little bit of their own medicine now when it comes to goaltending.
Actually, I was going to ask you about that. So 43 shots the other night in a loss, and now I see the players saying, the Habs, we need to get in front of Vasilevsky. We can't allow him to see the puck. Is that easier said than done, Knuckles?
Well, depending on who you are, the same old suspects are going to be there, right? Gallagher, Corey Perry, guys, Joel Armia, guys like that. Everybody has to do that. Everybody has to try and get to the inside, not just a couple guys. And when you look at Vasilevsky, I think to solve him, again, he's going to stop the first shot. And if he controls a rebound, what are you going to do? I think where the Habs have to maybe try and capitalize is, those east-west passes when you get them moving across. They do that. Obviously, you can do that on the power play. 5-on-5, it's a little bit more difficult to do. So, this team has to get more pucks at the net. They have to get more bodies at the net and be persistent and really start to bother this goaltender. Back in the day, man, you could kind of, go to the net hard and act like you're trying to tip in a puck and run into the goalie. Now that gets your life in prison. So, they got to be careful with that too, because these referees going to be watching for that, and you don't want to put your team down. The penalty kill's been unbelievable, but they got one meaningless goal at the end of the game. They'll make it 3-1. But they're still a very dangerous team on the power play. So you have to toe that discipline line. It's not an easy thing to do when you get frustrated. You saw the frustration come out at the end of the game, going after Sergachev, going after the other guy, Hedman. You saw Perry punching him, and they were frustrated. They were pissed off. But I think they were sending a message. Now you're coming back to us, and we're gonna give it to you when you get home. They have to win one hockey game.
And having said that, that's my next question for you. We're a block from the Bell Center. Can a series shift? What about the hockey gods here tonight? Do you expect that? Does the venue change? What's that going to do?
Well, here's the deal. Coming home, certainly got to be able to kind of pick this team up. They're on the road. They know they played their hearts out last game. They had a tough first game. Nick Suzuki, who that line struggled first game. They were -3. They didn't play well at all. He bounced back in a big way. 9 shots on net. A lot of positive things to pull from that game. So coming home, you add that. Okay, they only got 3,500 fans. They're used to that now. Those 3,500 fans make noise, which actually I don't understand. I don't get it. 3,500 on the inside, 50,000 on the outside. So that's crazy. But honestly, when I look at this team and having to win that one game, yeah, they're coming home. They're happy to be home. Their coach is coming back on the bench with them, which I think, listen, is coaching going to make a big difference at this point? To some extent it does when it comes to the line changes and all that. Last change, who we're going to match against and all that. Personnel on the ice at certain times. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a big boost for them coming home. And like I said, they got to focus on this one shift, one period, one game at a time. They can get back in this series.
Is there any chance Tampa Bay, takes them lightly, or are they just too good a team and they lock it down? We've seen teams come back from 0-2 in series. Montreal did it against Vegas. Could Tampa overlook the Habs tonight?
I don't think. Listen, that's not a team that are going to overlook the Habs. I don't think they're sitting back. And I know their coach was not happy with last game overall. Vasilevsky won that game. Like I said, they were ready to be had. But, this isn't a team that's going to say, this is going to be easy. We're going to sweep them. They're certainly going to be prepared tonight. They're too good a hockey team. They're too well coached to come in here and sit back. The Habs have to get on their horse, though, and continue some of those good things they did last game. Keep shooting the puck. They got to pepper this goalie with shots, and they got to get to the net, like I said.
The more I listen to you, this just really sounds like a must-win game to me tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah, it is. Come on, you go down 3-0. What are the percentages that are coming back? It's extremely difficult to win 2 games straight in the playoff series, 3 games straight. Forget about the 4 games. I mean, that's unheard of. How many times has it been done in pro sports? I think back the Red Sox when they were down to the Yankees.
It never happened before.
Back. Yeah, it was unbelievable. But that just doesn't happen all the time. So this is a must-win game for this team, for sure. And I'm hoping and praying they come out tonight and just leave it all out there. They did that last game. Like I said, they had a tough first game. They left it all out there last game. They got to do that again. Listen, they're up against a formidable opponent, and they proved they can play with them. Now you got to prove you can beat them.
Hey, I got to ask you something else. So the guys here at the hotel, we've been here since Wednesday. They're like, are you going to be watching at the outdoor party? And I'm like, I hadn't even thought about where I'm going to watch the game. Knuckles, the rage I felt from the citizens of this city when they didn't increase capacity for the Bell Center. Wow, I think it's something the rest of Canada needs to understand. Like, they're not happy that there won't be only 3,500 fans tonight. And I know you'll just say it the way it is. You're not going to get in trouble for this, but it just doesn't seem right. People are upset.
No, I'm not worried about talking. I think it's foolish. They're allowing bars to open, everything like that, restaurants, which I'm glad. It's great for the people. But if there's one thing that have brought all these people here together in this province, it's this hockey team. And then you go and do that. You don't allow them to expand the fan base, even to 10-5. I mean, and then you look down the U.S. and everybody's, got a full stadium during the playoffs. And it's disheartening. But for this team, it's just another thing they have to overcome. It's just another bump in the road. It's a drag. But, this fan base of 3,500, and I've been to 2 of the games with those fans in the building, and I got to tell you, they made a whole lot of noise, and they got behind their team. And it's awesome to see. Listen, I moved back here in 2011 when I got my life turned around, and, I've been fortunate enough to see a couple playoff series, but nothing like this. And it brings me back to when I was a player. And this town is absolutely batshit crazy about this hockey team. And the flags out, the people, my girlfriend Jamie from Hawaii, like she loved the Habs, started to learn about hockey, didn't know a thing about it. And like now she's superstitious. You got to wear the right shirt for the game. She just, like, she's swept up in the vortex of this Habs mania. Like, everybody got flags on their cars. Everybody's friendly. You walk around. Everybody's talking. Go Habs, go. It's a great feeling again to be able to see how passionate this fan base is about this team, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for the people.
Guys, what do we got for time left here? We got, 4 or 5 minutes? 5 minutes, Knuckles.
Hey, I'm good. Whatever you need.
No, I know, but it's just 2 questions. So you talk about that. I've been soaking it in, too, since I got here. There's been so much talk about 93, but just 1986. This is the 35-year reunion, Knuckles. Like, do you guys get together of that Stanley Cup win over the Flames?
No, we haven't. I'd certainly love to at some point in my life before it's over, because when I see guys I played with over the years and guys from that team, it's just, I see Momesso, I see Cabo, a few guys that are around here, Lucien Deblois, but Brian Skrudlin I've seen out west. it just, you're bound, when you win a Stanley Cup like that, you go through what you went through as a group. You share in that common goal of trying to win that Stanley Cup. You know, you go to battle on the ice together. You sweat together. You get hungover together. You bleed together. Everything, eating together. You're always together. You become so tight. You become family. And when you go through that process and then you achieve that goal, you're bound together forever for life. And it's an awesome feeling. And it's just awesome. Yeah, everybody goes their own way and does their own thing. But once you get back in front of one of those guys you played with and went through that experience, you pick up right where you left off. It's pretty awesome.
Knuckles, one game, who you taking in goal, Price or Roy?
Man. Well, I'm going Patty because, listen, you
did it.
You can't disagree with the success he's had, no question.
Well, that's the thing, and they keep replaying the video of Roy winking, right? Was that 86 with you? It was, wasn't it?
I think it was 92.
Was it 92?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the video was a little grainy, just like. And hey, they're telling me I got 3 minutes left, so I just got to tell our viewers what you said about your father-in-law and me the last time we were together. I think it's hilarious. How old's the guy?
My father-in-law is 73, I believe. Yeah, 73. And Mike, he looks just like you. It's funny. The day I met you there in Saskatchewan, I'm like, God, I didn't know you. I hadn't met you ever. And obviously, I saw you, and I'm going, God, you look just like Jamie's father. And I took a picture and I sent it to her, and she said, oh, my God, he does. So it's funny.
73.
Maybe one day you get to Hawaii, you can go fish with Mike Holtz, the best captain in the harbor there in Kona, Hawaii.
I couldn't. Okay, I'm writing it down. And 2 minutes, Knuckles. How's things in the life of Chris Nylon?
Things are great. Listen, a few issues at home. My mom is suffering from dementia. My dad, God bless him, is taking care of her. They're both 85 years old, and they're not long for this world. It's just been a tough sled on my dad, and it's been tough watching that. But other than that, my kids are healthy, my grandkids. I got a great relationship with Jamie. We just celebrated 12 years yesterday. And, my life is good. I enjoy doing the radio here, and it's been a fun time. I just, being a sober man for me had just changed my life totally. And I couldn't be more grateful for the people that were there to help me out when I was struggling, who showed me how to live a different type of life without drugs and alcohol. And, my life, it's honestly, it's never been better. I've never been in a better place.
Well, I know that it's nice to be on the same team with you, Knuckles, and obviously your parents, they're proud of their boy, obviously, and if it means anything, so am I. So I appreciate the time and enjoy the game tonight. Go Habs, Knuckles.
Yeah, Roddy, great talking again, great seeing you again, and go Habs, go, man.
Montreal Canadiens great Chris Knuckles Nylon joining us on Zoom here today. We're live from Montreal, a block from the Bell Centre, Chateau Champlain. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV network across all 10 provinces and 31 states, live on YouTube and Facebook, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds full-service car wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Stars, you're dispatched to a scene call. Patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I backed the Stars lottery.
Stars, we can accept the mission.
This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Every ticket is your chance to win over $4.2 million in prizes. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
At Capital GMC, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital GMC, we'll buy it.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Nobody else in the country is talking Stanley Cup playoffs on daytime television but us. It's Game 3 from Montreal. The Canadiens home to the Tampa Bay Lightning, 8 p.m. Eastern face-off in what's been deemed by us a must-win game for the Bleu Blanc Rouge. And the poll question, by the way, for Capital Auto Mall, Universal Collision Center, who would you take in goal for a one-game showdown, Patrick Waugh or Carey Price? And King Patrick has come back, and he now leads the poll with 65% of the vote. Just before we bring Moose Dupont back in, a sports update. Dominic Ducharme will be back on the bench with Montreal tonight. The Habs interim coach has spent the past 2 weeks in quarantine after testing positive for COVID-19, but is eligible to return in tonight's Game 3. Luke Richardson's been filling in. Rookie Alec Manoah is scheduled to start today as the Blue Jays open a 3-game set against the Rays in Buffalo. The Jays sit third in the AL East, 5 back of the second-place Rays, 8.5 behind Boston. Fans spoke, and 3 Blue Jays benefited. First baseman Vladdy Guerrero Jr., second baseman Marcus Semien, and outfielder Teoscar Hernandez were all voted in as starters by fans for the upcoming MLB All-Star Game. And it goes July 13th at Denver's Coors Field. The sports update for dubnetwork.ca. Visit today. Dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours today at g2gbars.ca. Okay, we got him back in here, Moose Dupont. We haven't seen him since the warm-up. The Ted Lasso, Don Johnson lookalike strikes again. Happy with things, my man? Things are coming together?
Things have come together. Yeah, it's been a pretty great day.
I'm very... warms my heart that you and Bob Merrier have become such close friends.
Yeah, to the point where we were going to ditch you in Nylon for dinner just so he could take me downtown, but we were able to move the reservation. And The thing, though, is
happen?
like we're going to go to dinner and, it'd be quite the party, me and all the people in recovery at dinner tonight. But
Knuckles ruined that.
Yeah, exactly.
Of all the things, Game 3, Stanley Cup Final, we're in the epicenter, and we'll be enjoying it at Chris Nylon's house. There's nowhere else that I'd rather be. But you two, socialites and debutantes, isn't that what I called you just before we broke into Percival Molson Stadium yesterday?
Yeah, you were reading a news article, and I'm like, one day, that's what I want to be referred to as.
Yeah, so supper at Chris Nylon's tonight for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. By the way, you and I are supposed to do a face-off, by the way. And are we going to face off on Game 3? Who's going to win? Or are we going to face off who you would take in a one-game showdown in goal?
Ooh.
I think who's going to win tonight. Who do you honestly think's going to win? And then I'll take the other side and tell you why you're wrong.
Well, I actually think Montreal's going to win.
Well, you're wrong. So
I actually do. I actually think they're going to win. I think Dominic Ducharme coming back. I think there's something special happening. It's been such a special run. I don't know that they're going to win the Stanley Cup. But what I think is that, they're not going to just wilt and die and go away in 4 straight. So I think they're going to win tonight.
Well, Cinderella's Uber showed up. The pumpkin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's over for Montreal. I'm sorry. The Tampa Bay Lightning are just too good. The hockey gods, I don't think, can overcome Andrei Vasilevsky. And Tampa Bay is going to win it tonight and take a 3-0 stranglehold. And I know that's not a popular opinion. I'm surprised you guys haven't booed me all there on the other side of the table, but Tampa Bay will win. Oh, yeah, show ain't over yet. Anyways.
We just muted your mic.
Yeah, killed
the
mic.
Russian mob has God in the basement with the hood over the head and the feet in the stirrups,
no
right?
kidding.
With the.
Hey, who's favored tonight, by the way? Can these guys aren't the necessarily biggest sports guys. I don't know if they have odds apps on their phone. Right? Cliffy, can you look it up? Who's favored? I'm wondering who's favored tonight to win the hockey game. I got to think it'd be Tampa Bay.
I got it too. Even though they're on the road, I got to think it'll be Tampa. But
let's go to the big board.
Back in the Bell Center. I love the conversation early. I actually think that the folks in Montreal might storm the castle. I actually think that might happen. And it's
Lightning's
probably
favored.
good that we're going to go to the bunker that is Chris Nylon's place.
Get out of here.
Safety. We're going to be out of the radius here, the blast radius.
Bob Marrier, for those that missed, is advocating Montrealers storm the Bell Center, go into the arena and populate it.
Because they might have to take the teams out underground and then drop a smoke bomb underneath to just
My God, don't start.
And we're going to be out of the blast radius. We'll be at Nylon's watching this all on TV.
1955 all over again. You're not old. They called it the Richard Riot. Any of you remember? Brought to you by the Mad Greek and Moose Jaw. The face-off is the patio is now open for licensed dining at the Mad Greek and Moose Jaw. Visit them today. And for the Ultimate Fan Zone, now just a click away from our man cave to your man cave. Shop online today at ultimatefanzone.ca. Any quick kudos? We got a break for these guys. Anybody?
Yeah, guys, amazing stuff. We just love that we were able to connect. Austin actually made the connection with these guys, so it couldn't have been better. Really happy.
Yeah. Thank you.
This has been one of the best things we've done.
Real pro. What is it?
171 Tampa Bay Lightning, 2, you would win 2 times your money for the...
So Tampa's
Montreal.
favored.
Yeah, Tampa's favored.
That does not surprise me. James joins us in here next for overtime. Stick around, everybody. It is a Flame Tech Football Friday from the Stanley Cup on Game Plus TV Network and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Capital Ford Lincoln, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital Ford Lincoln, we'll buy it.
Stars, you're dispatched to a scene call. Patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I backed the Stars lottery.
Stars, we can accept the mission.
This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Every ticket is your chance to win over $4.2 million in prizes. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of time. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
One final time from the Chateau Champlain, one block from there, the Bell Center, Game 3 tonight of the Stanley Cup Final. Habs and Lightning. It is a Friday edition of the Rod Pedersen Show. It's simply been amazing. And listen, we got some very special guests on the set. I'm not entirely sure how this happened, but from Transmission and Break Glass Studios, we've got James and Austin. Are we ready? Guys, what's that? You've been on the crew here for the last couple of days. Who's going to start? What are we talking about here? James, you're the guy.
All right, I'll take it away here. There was a battle over who was gonna join the show. We decided we'd share the spotlight.
DuPont's on the camera and he's completely botching it. See what happens when you put the crew on the set? James, listen. What do you think about the show? You had no idea. You had no idea what we were gonna do with this show. What have you thought the last 2 days?
It's been great. I mean, it's been fun. It hasn't been too formal, but it also has been very professional. I think partly because of our great crew.
Of course.
And partly because of just the great show you guys run.
Well, I appreciate it. And Austin, before we get into his Stanley Cup stories, because James has a million, just tell him your connection to where we're from.
Oh, well, I was born and raised in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, the beautiful flat city. And when I was 15, I decided I wanted to work in film. The next year, they decided to cut the tax credit for film in Saskatchewan, and I thought, well, I better find a new home.
And you've been out in Montreal ever since?
Been in Montreal ever since. Every generation of my family lived in both Saskatchewan and Montreal, back to my great-great-grandfather.
So there you go, Austin Grass, the kid dressed up to come on the show today. Jay, I think you did too. James. Am I right?
I feel like I'm looking good.
So tell us this story about 1993. Tell us
we can't overstate how big this is in Montreal right now. The last time the Habs won the Cup, 93, and I was in elementary school, not to date myself too much. My dad came to school, took me out of school. We got in the car. He said, I remember the last time we won the Cup. It's going to be a while before this happens again. We're going to the parade. So we went down to the parade, and I mean, these are memories I'll never forget. It was a big year, and we're back in it right now.
So what's it going to be like here tonight, downtown, around the rink?
It's Montreal is crazy. It's for hockey. I mean, there's no other city like this in the world. I don't think maybe some places in Russia that we aren't super familiar with, but there's nothing like Montreal when it comes to hockey fandom. It's going to be packed. Probably, Bob said 50,000 people. I think that's probably a good guess outside out in the streets.
Wow.
And if they win, there'll be a riot. That's for sure.
Wait a minute. Good or like if they win, there will be a riot. Are you talking like a violent riot or just a party? There's a difference.
I mean, police cars will be flipped. I can pretty much guarantee it.
It's a good thing that we're going to be at Nylon's house tonight, I think, and nowhere near the madness. All right, Austin, what's your take on all this as the Saskatoon kid?
I was just going to say go Habs. I don't think we've had that said yet. Go Habs. Go Canadians. We all, including Rod, want you to win.
Yes, absolutely. But tell me this, did you get immersed in this Montreal thing with the Habs? Like, what was your team growing up?
Growing up, my dad cheered for the Red Wings, and the only jersey I own is a Red Wings jersey. Now, I'm sure that my father-in-law will disown me at this point, but he's a go-hard Habs fan.
Well, you better get a Habs jersey before 8 o'clock tonight. I got to tell you that for free. Okay, James, just tell our viewers what you worked on. You just won a Grammy, by the way. Congratulations.
We won a Grammy for the work with Kate Trinata on 10% on the album Bubba. This is a big year for Break Glass and for Keitra especially. So that's it's a career
and it looks
moment.
like they're kicking us out. What do we got? 10 seconds. That's your mistake. Well, they're not kicking us out. Okay. Are we pulling down the music? Oh, there you do. Okay. So yeah, start that again. The Grammy.
That's right. We won a Grammy this year for our mixing work on Kate Trinata's record Bubba. Really proud of Keitra, the first person of color to win a dance recording in Grammy in history. Pretty special.
How about that?
In a genre that's built on black music as well. So yeah, I mean, we're really proud to have had a part in that record.
All right, and Austin, your deal? You've been on some big stuff, huh?
Oh, since I moved out here from Saskatchewan, yeah, I've had some great opportunities. I got to work on the most recent X-Men movie. I got to work for a few days on the second John Wick movie and briefly meet Keanu Reeves. I got a Keanu Reeves voiced "Hey" out of him. After that, I worked for a little bit on Midway and met Woody Harrelson.
Come on, I love Woody Harrelson.
At the end, I said, by the way, it's really nice to have had the opportunity to work with you. My name's Austin Grass. And he said, Austin Grass, that's a good name.
Because he loves his weed.
And I went, okay, bye.
Because he loves his weed. You're going to tell us about Dennis O'Leary?
Dennis O'Leary, very excited to get to work with him. And the second I asked the first assistant director to introduce me, I didn't even get Dennis to look up from his phone. Jay Baruchel, who was next to him, a fellow Canadian, very
nice.
happy to meet me and very inviting
Dennis O'Leary,
to the set.
not so much.
Dennis O'Leary, he took a picture with me, but...
So you're not following Animal Kingdom that closely?
No. And I've burned all of my Rescue Me DVDs.
All right. Well, we got less than a minute now. James, what do you got? What else do you want to say to the world?
Well, I mean, just want to thank you guys for coming to Montreal.
You betcha. Thanks for having me.
And I think we'll work with you guys again in the future.
Super Bowl.
Hatching some plans for the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In LA.
All right. Thanks, guys. Great job. Appreciate it.
I'm coming back on in Saskatoon or Regina. Next time I come to Saskatchewan, I'm coming back.
You have an open invite. Thanks, guys. And that's it. Thanks. What do we got here for time now, guys? 30 seconds. Well, a huge thank you to Chris Knuckles Nylon, our guy Cliffy D, Bobby Merrier, and everybody else. See you on Monday. Truth's in the coffee. It's Truth Serum.